जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा।
जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद।
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद।
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंदा।
जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद।
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंदा।
जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद।
श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय।
जय
श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat reading. We're reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Khanda, chapter 7. This is the water pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in the past few chapters we read that Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Gadadhar Pandit are already in Jagannath Puri. Now in this chapter, in the past two sessions, we saw Advaitacharya, Srivas Thakur and many other devotees from Navadvip started off from Bengal to come to Jagannath Puri for Rath Yatra. So we saw while coming how they were purifying every place that they walked because they were constantly performing Sankirtan. They were not even in external consciousness when they were going. They were singing. So every place where they stepped, that place was turned to Vaikuntha. And in this way, performing Sankirtan, all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu walked from Bengal to Jagannath Puri. When they arrived at Katak, Sri Advaitacharya sent a messenger ahead to inform Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of the arrival of the devotees. And even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu realized that, oh, the devotees are coming. So he wanted to go, before they arrived in Jagannath Puri, he wanted to go to greet them. But anyway, the messenger arrived from Katak. So Mahaprabhu also started walking towards the devotees, and of course, the devotees were walking towards Jagannath Puri. So both of them met at one place. So Jagannath Mahaprabhu moved further away from Jagannath Puri because he is going closer to the devotees. And the devotees were moving towards Jagannath Puri. So there's a place called Athara Nala, right? 18 pillars. So it's a bridge, Athara Nala. So that's where the confluence, right, of both the parties took place. They met each other. And also in the last session, we saw the ecstatic symptoms, especially the exchange of love between Advaita Acharya and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. How simply by seeing from a distance, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to weep when he saw Advaita Acharya. And Advaita Acharya, when he saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he just fell down on the ground in Shashtang, Dandavat obeisances. And when they came close together, how they embraced each other, and they were weeping and roaring. So, seeing this, all the other devotees, they were weeping, seeing the love. Then Mahaprabhu was meeting with each of these devotees. So, at the beginning of the chapter, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur gave the names of the devotees. And he said, there are thousands and thousands of devotees, personal devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but how many can I know and how many can I mention like that? But I'm just giving you a few names. But even that was a lot for us. Many devotees' names. And each devotee has a wonderful, story behind. So Mahaprabhu, when he saw all these devotees, he was individually meeting each person. He was meeting each person. And then he had someone bring garlands from Jagannath temple. So he was applying sandalwood paste and putting on Jagannath's Maha garland on each and every devotee. Personally, Mahaprabhu was doing. And then it is said there were thousands of devotees, and Mahaprabhu was personally garlanding each devotee, embracing them, and receiving them with so much love. And seeing this, everyone, they couldn't say anything. They were simply performing kirtan. So after this meeting, there was just Sankirtan going on, right? Then Mahaprabhu took all the devotees. Oh, by the way, it's not that Mahaprabhu came alone. Mahaprabhu came with a group of devotees from, that means when Mahaprabhu was going toward uh, the devotees of Navadvip, many devotees of Puri who were with Mahaprabhu, they followed behind him. So there's a list of devotees' names given there, like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and others. Many, many devotees from Jagannath Puri. In fact, it seemed like their list was bigger than the other list. So there were two groups of devotees. And then when these devotees saw the love and the exchange of Mahaprabhu with the devotees in Navadvip, they were weeping, they were chanting. So then after some time, Mahaprabhu, because they were all standing here on Atharanala, so he took all of them, all the devotees, the party that came with him and the party that has just arrived from Bengal. He took all of them towards Narendra Sarovar to have water pastimes. That is the title of this chapter. So we will continue reading. Um, so what is happening in Narendra Sarovar? Something like our Swanboat festival in New Vrindavan, only on a much bigger scale. Like they were actually, so the deities were brought. Which deities? These deities, Radha Krishna and wait, deities of Krishna, Balaram, and Sri Govinda. Not Radharani, but Krishna, Balaram, and Sri Govinda. These deities were brought, and they were going on a ride, enjoying water pastimes in Narendra Sarovar. So in Jagannath Puri, they have festivals for Jagannath throughout the year. Different, like I think for 12 months they have 12 festivals, big, big festivals where all the devotees come together. Ratha Yatra is one of them. But they have these big, big festivals like Odana Shashti and so many. So once is they go for water pastimes, once they go in the garden like that. Of course, the big Jagannath deities are not brought out, but they are dressed, especially for that occasion. And, that festival is observed. So, the Utsav deities, the smaller deities, they are brought. So, Krishna, Balaram, and Sri Govinda were brought or were invited. They came for water pastimes in Narendra Sarovar. So that was already going on in the lake when the devotees arrived. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu arrived with both parties of devotees to Narendra Sarovar. That was already going on. And obviously when there is, some festival, there's loud kirtan with musical instruments and conches blowing. So that was happening in Narendra Sarovar. Hmm. So going 10 dandas from Atharanala, Lord Chaitanya went to Narendra Sarovar. At that time, the deities of Krishna, Balaram and Sri Govinda had come to enjoy water pastimes at Narendra Sarovar. There was a great tumult of Lord Hari's holy names. The mridangas, conch shells, bheris, jayatakas made a great sound. Thousands and thousands of parasols, umbrellas, flags, and chamaras made the four directions very beautiful. I wonder why they had thousands of parasols. Usually there's one right on top, but they had thousands and thousands of parasols. Flags, yes, I can understand flags, and chamaras made the four directions very beautiful. There was a great sound of Jai, Jai, and great sounds of Lord Hari's holy names. No sound but those could be heard. In this way, the deities of Krishna, Balaram, and Sri Govinda crossed Narendra Sarovar in a boat. So, recently, 2 days ago, there was a boat festival for Sri Sri Radha Madhav in uh, Mayapur. So, the deities are invited to Srila Prabhupada's Samadhi, and there's a lake in Prabhupada's Samadhi, a pond, and there are boats, like you have different themes each time for the boat. Sometimes the boat is in the shape of a peacock, sometimes other shapes like a swan, etc. So then the deities are, invited, and the boat is nicely decorated, and there are so many priests sitting in the boat with the deities making various bhoga offerings, and then kirtan going on. There are so many devotees standing outside on the stairs and performing kirtan and bringing so many bhoga items that they cook at home. Each devotee they just bring and they offer to Sri Sri Radha Madhav, and they take great pleasure in seeing Radha Madhav enjoy a boat ride. And then after the boat ride, so they just go around and they make different movements in the boat. Sometimes just going around in circles, and sometimes like a swing, right? In the boat itself, they just keep shaking the boat like this and different things just for the pleasure of the deities. And after the boat ride, once again, Sri Sri Radha Madhav are, they come outside, the pujaris bring them, and they come, climb the stairs, and there is a swing. Usually, always, when there's a boat festival in Mayapur, it is accompanied with swing festival. So Sri Sri Radha Madhav then take a, swing ride, and all the devotees will get a chance to swing the deities, accompanied by kirtan, and this is followed by prasadam distribution. So it's a wonderful festival. It happens once now during Gaur Purnima. This is the last you know when you have Chandan Yatra, that time for 1 week, the deities every single day go on a boat ride and have a swing festival, and there's prasadam distribution every day for 7 days. It happens at that time. So similarly, we can, you know, picture the deities in Jagannath Puri going for a boat ride. It's a very pleasing pastime, especially it is done in summertime because it is hot and it cools down. But Gaur Purnima is such a festival that all festivals are observed, you know, on a small scale for Gaur Purnima. So there's boat festival, there is swing festival, there is Ratha Yatra, and they do Ganga Puja. Of course, there's Shantipur festival, like that. And before that, just before on Nityananda Trayodasi, they go to Ekachakra. So different types of festival. Parikrama, there is Parikrama, there is Kirtan Mela, there is Shravan Utsav, like that. So yeah, I just remembered the boat festival because we are reading about boat festival of the deities in Jagannath Puri. So it's a very pleasing festival. When the deities of Krishna, Balaram, and Sri Govinda emerged from the boat. No. No, what happened? Yeah, here. In this way, the deities of Krishna, Balram, and Sri Govinda crossed Narendra Sarovar in a boat. Lord Jagannath's servants and Lord Chaitanya's associates met and joined in Sankirtan. So, for the boat festival, Jagannath's priests were there, the Pandas, they were there, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his associates, two sets, one from Bengal, one from Puri. So all of them met together. They joined together in Sankirtan. You must have heard, in Jagannath Puri, the Sankirtan, how it is done. They have these instruments and they move in a rhythmic way, making a rhythmic sound. So now that is going on, and then the devotees with their mridangas, kartars, they are doing Sankirtan, and they both came together, and together they started performing Sankirtan. In this way, the two groups became one. What bliss was there? Did the personified bliss of Vaikuntha come to that place? In the four directions, the bliss had no end. Lord Chaitanya performed Sankirtan and made others perform it also. When the deities of Krishna, Balaram, and Sri Govinda emerged from their boat, from the four directions, a host of devotees waved chamara fans. So they got their chamaras. So they were waving chamaras for the deity. Seeing the boat ride enjoyed by the deities of Krishna, Balaram, and Sri Govinda, Lord became happy. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very happy when he saw the deities enjoy this boat ride. Accompanied by all the devotees, Lord Chaitanya happily jumped into the waters of Narendra Sarovar. So the deities came outside. So now it is like the Maha water. The deities having, of course, they didn't take bath, but they were there in that water. So, and then the deities came outside, and when they went away, now Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all his associates jumped into Narendra Sarovar, into the waters of Narendra Sarovar. Oh, my brothers, please hear how Lord Chaitanya enjoyed pastimes in Narendra Sarovar. As he had previously enjoyed water pastimes with the cowherd boys in the Yamuna, so the Lord enjoyed pastimes in Narendra Sarovar with all the Vaishnavas. Yes. Of course, we also see how Mahaprabhu enjoys pastimes in the Ganga in Navadvip, right? But uh, here we are talking about the Lord's water pastimes with the cowherd boys in Yamuna. Similarly, now Mahaprabhu is enjoying water pastimes with his associates in Narendra Sarovar. In West Bengal, a water game called Kaya is popular. The devotees began by playing that game. Again, it's something like kabaddi that you play outside on land, something like that. Not exactly the same, but there's like two groups and there's competition. So and then you say kaya, 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 like that. So in West Bengal, a water game called kaya is popular. The devotees began by playing that game. So they are, who are these devotees? Just think about it. It's Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, Srivas Thakur, Gadadhar Pandit. These are all like such exalted devotees. They all became like children and they're all playing games, water games with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Um, so this is special mercy. Otherwise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very grave, isn't it? But now he's also there. So in West Bengal, a water game called Kaya is popular. The devotees began by playing that game. Chanting Kaya, Kaya, the devotees splashed water with their hands. Other devotees played musical instruments in the water. Everyone was in the mood of the cowherd boys in Gokul. Then Lord Chaitanya entered the mood of Lord Krishna, the king of Gokul. No one was in external consciousness. Everyone was wild with bliss. Everyone fearlessly splashed water on the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Could they even uh, dream of doing such a thing on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? You know, Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi and grave as he was, but this is special mercy. Just like in Navadvip pastimes, you see the 21-hour ecstasies when Mahaprabhu actually revealed. his identity as the Supreme Lord to everyone. He would allow everyone to worship him, to perform Abhishek, to do his Aarti. Like that, he would give them benedictions. But otherwise, normally, he would never ever let them call him the Supreme Lord. But at that time, he actually revealed to everyone. Like that. Here also in Narendra Sarovar, the Lord entered into the mood of Krishna, the cowherd boy Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And uh, everyone fearlessly started splashing water on the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya and Lord Advaita splashed water on each other. In this way, they enjoyed blissful pastimes. One moment, Lord Advaita was victorious, but the next moment, Lord Chaitanya was the victor. They splashed water in each other's eyes. Nityananda, Gadadhar, and Sri Puri Gosai, these three fought in the water. All these three. Most, they are all renunciates, right? Nityananda, Gadadhar, and Sri Puri Gosai. These three fought in the water. No one of them emerged the victor. Vasudev Datta and Murari Gupta fought again and again in the water. Vasudev Datta and Murari Gupta. They roared with bliss, the two friends, Pundarik Vidyanidhi and Swarup Damodar, joyfully splashed water on each other and laughed. Srivas, Sriram, Haridas, Vakreshwar, Gangadas, Gopinath, and Sri Chandrasekhar splashed water on each other. In Lord Chaitanya's company, they had become wild with bliss. After the deities of Krishna Balaram and Sri Govinda had enjoyed their boat trip, many hundreds of thousands, not hundreds and thousands, like 100,000, many such hundreds of thousands, like many lakhs. Many hundreds of thousands of devotees played in the water. How? It is inconceivable. Narendra Sarovar is a lake, and there were lakhs and lakhs of devotees playing in that water. Playing in the water, the sannyasis, brahmacharis, and the sannyasis, brahmacharis, and sannyasis floated in bliss. Okay, sannyasis and brahmacharis, they floated in bliss. Of course, there were also grihasthas visiting from like Advaita Acharya and Srivas Thakur. So the grihasthas, brahmacharis, and sannyasis floated in bliss. No person still in the grip of Lord Chaitanya's Mahamaya had the power to come to that place. So these were all the in water. Anyone who was still uh, in under the influence of material nature, right, who was still in the grip of Maya, anyone who had not yet transcended the three modes was not allowed to come there. They didn't come there. They couldn't come there. If the Lord doesn't desire, then what will happen, right? So nobody, such people didn't even come there. So that means whoever was present, those lakhs and lakhs of devotees, they were all transcendental. Nobody had any, you know, they were not under the grip of the material nature. They were directly, so they were all pure devotees. They were all pure devotees, associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is just an example of how this material world is just 1/4, right, of the entire creation. It's said figuratively. 1/4 means just to tell us how the spiritual world is much, 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 much bigger than the material world. Like that. Actually, the material world is also unlimited. So it's not that you can actually measure, right? This much is material world. So something which cannot be measured, how you can uh, say that this is exactly 1/4 and that is 3/4, right? Even just from our experience, when you look at water, the ocean water, there's no measuring it. If you look at the grass blades just in your yard, can you measure? Why so far? Can you measure how many hairs are there? Can you count on your head? What to speak of all the hairs on your body? So material nature, material world is unlimited. The stars in the sky, the sand particles, you cannot count anything. It's unlimited. And the spiritual world is also unlimited. But relatively speaking, to tell us how much more unlimited. So when something is unlimited, there's no question of counting it. But to tell us that, anyway, this is a discussion. Ekpad Vibhuti and Tripad Vibhuti, right? The spiritual world is Tripad Vibhuti, whereas the material world is Ekpad Vibhuti. Ekpad Vibhuti means here the quality of the material world is Martyam. Martyam means everything in this world has an end. Everything that is created has, it's destroyed. And Tripad Vibhuti means the characteristics of the spiritual world. It has three characteristics: Abhayam, Amritam, and Kshemam. Abhayam, Amritam, and Kshemam. Abhayam, there's fearlessness in the spiritual world. Why there is fearlessness? Because there is no, right? There is Akshayam, right? It doesn't get finished. So there's fearlessness. And how does one become fearless? When one surrenders to the Lord. Everyone there is surrendered to the Lord, so there is fearlessness. And then Abhayam, Amritam, right? So again, Mritam means death. The material world is characterized by death, whereas the spiritual world is Amritam. There is no death there. No death. Everything lives eternally. Everything stays eternally. And Kshemam means
Excused?
Mataji, Kshemam means
Excused?
excused. No. Kshama, not Kshama. Kshema.
Acha.
Yeah. Kshema means, well-being. That's what Kshema means. So I'm just trying to recollect Kshemam. How is it explained by Srila Vishnu? Um, yeah, I'll let you know. I don't want to just, just say something. But these are the three. So Ekpad and Tripad Vibhuti. We say 1/4 and 3/4, right? The material world is 1/4 and the spiritual world is 3/4. This is said in the second canto, 5th chapter, I think. Ekpad and Tripad Vibhuti. So Ekpad means here the material world characteristic is Martyam, and Tripad, the spiritual world has three characteristics: Abhayam, Kshemam, and Amritam. So that is 1/4 and 3/4. And also, of course, the spiritual world is, this is unlimited, that is also unlimited. But even that, in that unlimited, this is Achintya, right? Even in that unlimited, the spiritual world is much more unlimited than the material world, like that. So just to see an example here, we are seeing the devotees of the Lord, right? So many devotees are there uh, that were participating, and yet, all these devotees were transcendental. They were not in material consciousness. I mean, they were not touched by, they were free from the clutches of Maya. That's the point. And anyone who was still in the grip of Maya didn't even come there. They had no entrance there. They couldn't come. After the deities of Krishna, Balram, and Sri Govinda had enjoyed their boat trip, many hundreds of thousands of devotees played in the water. Playing in the water, the sannyasis, brahmacharis, and grihasthas floated in bliss. No person still in the grip of Lord Chaitanya's Mahamaya. Of course, these devotees were also under the influence of the Lord's energy. That's Yoga Maya, right? But those who were under the grip of the Lord's Mahamaya, uh, they didn't have the power to come to that place. They had no power to see these pastimes. No person with only a little good fortune had the power to become one of Lord Chaitanya's personal associates. Lord Chaitanya is subdued and controlled only by pure devotional service. Yes. If you want to be an associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the price is pure devotional service. He is subdued and controlled only by pure devotional service, not by anything else. When devotional service is absent, then learning and austerity are not worth anything. They bring only sufferings. Learning and austerity are worth nothing if devotional service is absent. Such learning and austerity only bring sufferings if there is no devotional service. Look at the bliss of Sankirtan Lord Chaitanya enjoyed in Jagannath Puri. The impersonalist sannyasis who call themselves great souls were not fortunate enough to see these pastimes. Impersonalist sannyasis. They were not so fortunate to see these pastimes. And they call themselves, right, Vimukta Manina. They think that they're already liberated. They think they're great souls. They call themselves great souls, but they have no power to watch these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One impersonalist said, why, rejecting the study of Vedanta, does Chaitanya perform these rowdy kirtans? You remember the name of this sannyasi who said this? Why, rejecting the study of Vedanta, does Chaitanya perform these rowdy kirtans? Of course, later on he also became a devotee of the Lord. Prakashanand Saraswati. Why, rejecting the study of Vedanta, does Chaitanya perform these rowdy kirtans? A sannyasi's duty is always to perform pranayama, but this sannyasi dances and weeps. Is that right for a sannyasi? Like this, when Mahaprabhu went to Kashi, Banaras, the Banaras is filled with impersonalist sannyasis. So they were criticizing Mahaprabhu for his Sankirtan, dancing and weeping. Right? Is that right for a sannyasi? They would challenge. Amongst themselves, they would talk because Mahaprabhu didn't leave home, he just stayed at home. The best of the sannyasis defended the Lord. One of them said, Sri Krishna Chaitanya is a great soul. So amongst these sannyasis, one sannyasi defended the Lord, saying that Sri Krishna Chaitanya is a philosopher. Another person said, he is a devotee. The good sannyasis praised him, but none knew the truth about him. In this way, the Vaishnavas enjoyed water pastimes and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that means impersonalists have no power to see the pastimes of the Lord. But the Vaishnavas, they may not even be sannyasis, or not only are they watching the pastimes, they are splashing water in the eyes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In this way, the Vaishnavas enjoyed water pastimes with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As he had previously enjoyed water pastimes in the Yamuna, so Lord Chaitanya enjoyed with the devotees. By Lord Chaitanya's mercy, Narendra Sarovar became the Ganga and the Yamuna. Its glory and good fortune had no end. So if you go to Puri, you should visit Narendra Sarovar. It's like the Ganga and Yamuna. Its glory and good fortune had no end. The Lord enjoyed these pastimes to deliver the conditioned souls. Yes, to deliver the condition. One thing is we have these pastimes to talk about again and again, right? And that delivers the conditioned souls. And also that place now becomes a place of pilgrimage. Everyone can go there. And after Mahaprabhu has taken bath, now you go and take bath in the same water, what will happen? Just like the six children of Devaki before Krishna and Balaram, right? So Krishna suckled the breast of Devaki before leaving for Gokul. And then later on, when Devaki, when she saw that Krishna Balaram brought the dead son back, dead son of his guru Sandipani Muni back from uh, the abode of death. So she had a desire. She asked Krishna, can you also bring my six sons? I'm always thinking about them, the six babies, your older brothers. So Krishna, to please her mother, he brought those six babies back. And they were still in little baby bodies. So yeah, Devaki, to her heart's content, she nursed all of them. And right there, they all got delivered because now they drank the milk which was once taken, accepted by Krishna as a baby. Right after his appearance, she nursed him and then sent him to Gokul. So now her breast milk became Mahaprasadam. So those six babies, when they drank uh, Devaki's milk, it was Mahaprasad of Krishna, so they were all delivered. Similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu playing in the Narendra Sarovar waters, and then uh, he performed this to deliver all the suffering souls of this world. So when someone goes and takes bath in that water, that should also have the same effect, isn't it? When the Lord had once taken bath there, played water pastimes, the same water is touching you, you become delivered like that. So whatever the Lord does, it is for the well-being of the devotees, kshemam, for the well-being. So the Lord enjoyed these pastimes to deliver the conditioned souls. By hearing or reading of these pastimes, one breaks the bonds of karma. Even if we are not able to go and take bath personally, but simply by hearing or reading these pastimes, one breaks the bonds of karma. When the water pastimes came to an end, Lord Chaitanya and the devotees went to see Lord Jagannath. Remember, they just arrived in Puri. They didn't even go to see Jagannath. Directly, they went to Narendra Sarovar and they had water pastimes with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After this, Mahaprabhu took them all to Lord Jagannath, to the temple. Gazing at Lord Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya and the devotees wept with joy. Gazing at Lord Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya became overwhelmed. Tears of Streams of tears of joy, streams of tears of joy flowed over his limbs, not over his cheeks. The joy, streams of tears were flowing all over his limbs, seeing Jagannath, gazing at Jagannath. Hmm. Lord Advaita and the other devotees happily watched. They swam in an ocean of spiritual bliss, gazing and gazing at the two Lord Jagannaths, one moving and the other still. Who is the moving Jagannath? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the still Jagannath is on the altar, Jagannath, Daru, Brahma. So gazing and gazing at the two Lord Jagannaths, one moving and the other still, the devotees offered Dandavat obeisances. Kashi Mishra. Who's Kashi Mishra? Kashi Mishra is the god brother, right? He was sent by Ishwarapuri. Kashi Mishra and Govinda were sent by Ishwarapuri to serve Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Govinda became the personal servant and Kashi Mishra became the bodyguard. So Kashi Mishra took garlands from Lord Jagannath's neck and made them ornaments on the devotees' bodies. Lord Narayan, the supreme Shiksha Guru, who now manifested the form of a sannyasi, accepted Lord Jagannath's garland with great reverence and devotion. So Kashi Mishra was garlanding all the devotees. So of course he first garlanded Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu accepted that garland with great reverence and devotion. One should know that nothing is powerful like the Vaishnavas, Tulasi, the Ganga, and honoring the Lord's prasadam. Nothing is more powerful like the Vaishnavas, the Tulasi, Ganga, and honoring Lord's prasadam. Four things: Vaishnavas, Tulasi, Ganga, and prasadam, the Lord's prasadam. Prasadam is not just what you eat, prasadam is everything, right? Which is ant or flower, right? Like that. Jewelry, cloth. So this is, I'll just finish this chapter. Thereafter, one should honor and serve the Vaishnavas. Right? After accepting the Lord's prasadam, one should honor and serve the Vaishnavas. Even the sannyasis who are in the highest ashram should offer dandavat obeisances to the Vaishnavas. Sannyasis should offer dandavat obeisances to Vaishnavas, regardless of which ashram they are in, because Vaishnavas don't belong to any ashram. Even a father should offer obeisances to a son that has become a sannyasi. Right? If the son is a sannyasi, then father should offer obeisances. The sannyas ashram should receive honor from everyone. Everyone should bow down before a sannyasi. Still, turning away from the exalted status of a sannyasi, Lord Krishna, the Supreme Shiksha Guru, personally bowed down before the Vaishnavas. Please give me your attention and now hear about devotion to Tulasi and Tulasi's pastimes. Filling a small pot with good earth, one should sow tulsi. The Supreme Lord said, I will not happily stay in a place where I do not see tulsi. There I am like a fish out of water. The Lord visits a person who chants a fixed number of holy names before tulsi. The Lord visits a person who chants a fixed number of holy names before tulsi. Tears of joy streaming down his graceful limbs, the Lord follows that person. Right? If anyone is chanting a fixed number of rounds before tulsi, the Lord will follow behind that person. The Supreme Lord stays where a devotee chants a fixed number of holy names. Also, a devotee who stays with tulsi has the Supreme Lord always at his side. Who understands the devotional activities of a person who chants a fixed number of holy names as he gazes at tulsi? Who understands the devotional activities of a person who chants a fixed number of holy names as he gazes at tulsi? A person who chants a fixed number of holy names in tulsi's presence attains the association of the Supreme Lord. My God, see the glories of Tulsi Maharani. A person who chants a fixed number of holy names in tulsi's presence attains the association of the Supreme Lord. Lord Narayan, the Supreme Shiksha Guru, teaches this. He will protect whoever follows this teaching. After gazing at Lord Jagannath, so what is the teaching? Chant a fixed number of rounds gazing at Tulsi every day. That's the teaching. And you do this, you get the association of the Lord. The Lord is always following you. You are with the Lord all the time. After gazing at Lord Jagannath and bowing down before Lord Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya returned home with his associates. The Supreme Personality of Godhead fulfills whatever desire is in his devotees' hearts. He protects them as a father protects his children. The devotees always follow behind him. In this way, the devotees from Bengal and from Jagannath Puri met in the bliss of Krishna consciousness. By Lord Chaitanya's mercy, the residents of Shvetadvip saw the Vaishnavas in his pastimes. Residents of Shvetadvip. What is Shvetadvip? Vaikuntha, right? Where Kshirodakashaya Vishnu resides. So the residents of Shvetadvip saw the Vaishnavas in his pastimes. So they were watching these water pastimes and seeing all these Vaishnavas. With his one graceful mouth, moon-like Lord Advaita again and again said, even the demigods are not allowed to see these exalted Vaishnavas. Grasping Lord Chaitanya's feet and weeping, Advaita said, Lord, it is only because of you that anyone sees these exalted Vaishnavas. The Lord's Vaishnava associates had all descended from the spiritual world. Before the Lord himself descended, they descended. In this way, Pradyumna, Aniruddha and Sankarshan had descended as Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna. Whenever the Supreme Lord descends to this world, by his order the liberated Vaishnavas descend also. Thus, these Vaishnavas never experience birth or death. They come to this world to accompany the Supreme Lord. The Vaishnavas do not take birth because of past pious deeds or religious rituals. Revealing this truth, the Padma Purana Uttarakhanda 257 Uttarakhanda chapter 257 text 57-58 declares Yatha Saumitra Bharatau Yatha Sankarshanadayah Tatha Tenaiva Jayante Matya Lokam Yadrichaya. As Sumitra, Bharat, Sankarshan and other forms of the Supreme Personality of Godhead voluntarily take birth in the material world, so the liberated Vaishnavas who are the Lord's eternal associates also voluntarily take birth in this world. पुनस्तेनैव यास्यन्ति तद्विष्णो शाश्वतं पदं न कर्मबन्धनं जन्म वैष्णवानां च विद्यते. Their duties completed, those liberated Vaishnavas again return to Lord Vishnu's eternal abode. Therefore, the liberated Vaishnavas never take birth in this world because of the bondage of their past karma. The devotees who are the Lord's personal associates are always filled with ecstatic love. Anyone who hears the narrations of these liberated devotees' devotional activities will meet Lord Chaitanya and his devotees. The two moons, Sri Krishna Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda, are my life and soul. I, Vrindavan Das, sing the glories of their feet. So tomorrow we'll read chapter 9. the Advaita Mahima Varnana, description of Lord Advaita's glories. We will stop there. Thank you all very much.
Mataji, what are the 4 things? Can you say again? Tulsi,
Vaishnavas, Tulasi, Ganga, and Prasadam from the Lord. Any Prasadam, remnants.
Thank
So,
you.
Mataji, Mataji, one question. Whom did Devaki see and got the desire of his sons to be back?
Sandipani Muni's son was brought back.
Oh,
as
yes.
Guru
Okay.
Dakshin.
Yes.
Prabhuji?
Thank you, Mataji.
Praladesha Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, just one question. Lord Advaita Acharya had any role in Krishna Lila?
Well, you know, when the devotees go and pray to, not directly, because Advaita Acharya is Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu means Karanodakashaya Vishnu. And that Vishnu expands as Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, then he expands as Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. But at the beginning, before Krishna's appearance, when all the demigods go with Bhumi Devi to pray, so who was talking to them? It was Kshirodakashaya Vishnu who was talking to them. So you can say that way he's also participating in that Krishna Leela. So Krishna spoke to the Lord Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, and Kshirodakashaya Vishnu conveyed the message to the demigods that the Supreme Lord is going to appear. He doesn't say, I'm going to appear. He says the Supreme Lord is going to appear. That means Krishna is going to appear, like that. But also expansions, like here it is said, Bharat, Shatrughna, and Sankarshan, they appeared. So they're all expansions. So similarly, you have Pradyumna, Aniruddha. So they are also expansions of the Lord, like that. They're there in the eternal world also. Advaita Acharya is also eternal. But in Krishna Leela, in Dwaraka also, in the spiritual world, Dwaraka, they are there. Pradyumna, Aniruddha are there. But they are expansions. So, Chaturvyuha, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, like that. But exactly as Mahavishnu, because Mahavishnu's function is in relation to this material world. Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashaya Vishnu, Kshirodakashaya Vishnu, they are eternal, especially Mahavishnu is eternal. Eternally, he is creating and annihilating the material creation. That is Mahavishnu's role. Did he participate in Krishna Leela means through Kshirodakashaya Vishnu. That's how I'm seeing.
Okay.
He's also Shiva, right, Mataji?
Also, yes, Shiva.
Yes, so as a Shiva, he participated one time in Ras Leela. Remember, as a gopi, he came.
That's true. Also, as Sadashiva, yes, he participated. So you have Gopeshwar Mahadev in Vrindavan. So like that.
Okay.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
One more small question.
Yes.
Did Mahaprabhu visit Haridwar during his tour? Do you know this?
Haridwar.
Because Ganga ji is there, so I'm just thinking, did he visit there? Did he visit there?
Prayag, up to Prayag, I remember. Haridwar, I will have to check, Mataji. I'll go back and look in that chapter. I remember
Okay,
South
Mataji.
India and all that part I remember, but higher, how far high did he go? I'll have to look. I'll check. Haridwar means it's in Himalayas, right?
Haridwar is where?
Uttarakhand.
Uttarakhand, yeah. Is it
Okay.
in Himalayas? Yeah, Himalayas.
Near, but not.
Huh?
No,
Okay.
not exactly in Himalaya.
Yes, Mataji, you please.
Okay. I will look up in the chapter which talks about Nityananda Prabhu's and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's travels are there. So I will check and I'll let you know.
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.